What's up, shitheads? We are about to be covering a case that is currently going on out of Benton County, Arkansas, and that is the Ashely Bush case. For those of you that have not heard of the Ashely Bush case, Ashely Bush was a woman that went missing out of Benton County, Arkansas, and a relative of hers posted on Facebook on Halloween, and I quote, Ashely Bush was last seen in the passenger seat of an older model tan pickup truck on the afternoon of October 31st, 2022, at the intersection of Highway 72 and Highway 43 in Maysville, Arkansas. The driver was a white woman in her 40s with shoulder-length brown hair who stated her name was Lucy. Ashely met Lucy online when she was looking for a job working from home. Lucy picked her up that morning at the Handy Mart in Maysville to take her to a job interview allegedly in Bentonville. At approximately 3 p.m., Ashely texted her ride to say she was in Gravette on her way to Handy Mart so he could pick her up. Lucy and Ashely arrived at the intersection near Handy Mart, turned north onto Highway 43, and continued north. She has not been seen or heard from since. She was last seen wearing a black hoodie, blue jeans, and black slip-on shoes. She is currently 31 weeks pregnant. If you have any more information, please call Detective Susan Matthews, and then it gives the number. Now, I started covering this case when Ashely went missing. However, I want to get you guys all caught up to speed on what we know as of right now, the latest information on this case, and then we'll do another episode getting into the information leading up to what we know now. But let's get you all caught up to speed on the latest to date for this case. I have in front of me right now the affidavit of probable cause by the feds for this case, and we are going to be reading it word for word, so let's get into it. On October 31st, 2022, at approximately 6:30 p.m., Ashely Bush was reported as a missing person to the Benton County, Arkansas Sheriff's Office. At the time that Miss Bush was reported as a missing person, she was approximately 31 weeks pregnant. Miss Bush was last seen in the passenger seat of an older model tan pickup truck on October 31st, 2022 at 3:09 p.m. at the intersection of Highway 72 and Highway 43 in Maysville, Arkansas. The driver of the vehicle was described as a white woman in her 40s with shoulder-length brown hair. Miss Bush's fiance, Joshua Willis, was the witness who observed Miss Bush as a passenger in the vehicle and reported to the Benton County Sheriff's Office that he recognized the driver of the vehicle as a female he knew as Lucy. Mr. Willis informed Benton County Sheriff's Office investigators that on October 28, 2022, he and Miss Bush met Lucy at the Gravette, Arkansas Public Library. At the time of this meeting, Lucy was driving the same pickup truck that he observed Miss Bush traveling in on October 31st, 2022. During this meeting, Miss Bush and Lucy discussed employment opportunities for Miss Bush at a company called Conduit. Later in the evening, Lucy messaged Miss Bush and told her that she wanted Miss Bush to meet her supervisor at Conduit in Bentonville, Arkansas on Monday, October 31st, 2022 at 9 a.m. At approximately 11 p.m. on October 28, 2022, Lucy again messaged Miss Bush and informed her that she would meet Miss Bush at the Handy Stop convenience store located in Maysville, Arkansas on Monday, October 31st, 2022 to take Miss Bush to meet her supervisor at Conduit. On October 31st, 2022, Mr. Willis drove Miss Bush to the Handy Stop convenience store where Miss Bush met Lucy. Mr. Willis observed that Lucy was driving the same pickup truck that he had observed on October 28, 2022. At approximately 3 p.m., Mr. Willis received a text message from Miss Bush stating that she was in Gravette, Arkansas, and that she was on her way to the Handy Stop convenience store where she had arranged for Mr. Willis to pick her up. Mr. Willis reported to the Benton County Sheriff's Office that while he was awaiting Miss Bush's arrival, he observed the same pickup truck drive past the Handy Stop convenience store and turn onto Highway 43 and travel north. Mr. Willis was able to observe that Miss Bush was the passenger in the vehicle and that Lucy was driving. Mr. Willis attempted to contact Miss Bush by phone, but reported that the calls were going to voicemail. On November 1st, 2022, detectives with the Benton County Sheriff's Office met with Mr. Willis in Maysville, Arkansas. During this meeting, Mr. Willis informed the detectives that he had located Miss Bush's cellular telephone on the side of Highway 43 in Maysville, Arkansas. Mr. Willis rode with the detectives to the location where the phone was discovered. The detectives recovered the phone and used the passcode provided by Mr. Willis to gain access to the phone. The phone was later transported to the Benton County, Arkansas Sheriff's Office for further review. While reviewing the phone, detectives were able to locate a Facebook account for Lucy. The account appeared to have been created October 25th, 2022, and the profile name was identified as Lucy Barrows. Detectives located a public posting on the account that read, "I have a bunch of baby items if any moms-to-be need help." When Benton County Sheriff's Office Detective Simpson returned Mr. Willis to the Handy Stop convenience store, he was approached by Rick Burrow. Burrow told Detective Simpson that on October 31st, 2022, he and Sawyer McGee were traveling south on Highway 43 near Maysville, Arkansas. While driving, he and McGee observed a male throw a red and black cellular telephone from the window of the vehicle as the vehicle traveled north on Highway 43. Detective Simpson made contact with McGee, who confirmed the information provided by Burrow and added that the vehicle in question was a blue or light gray Chevrolet pickup. Detective Allison with the Benton County Sheriff's Office submitted an emergency request to Facebook, now Meta Platforms Incorporated, to request records associated with the Facebook profile of Lucy Barrows. Facebook provided information to the detective indicating that Lucy Barrows' profile was created on October 25th, 2022 at 00:22:45 UTC. The registration Internet Protocol IP address was identified as, and that's blacked out. The detective was able to determine that this IP address was registered to T-Mobile. The detective requested an emergency disclosure from T-Mobile and learned that this IP address was associated to Jamie Waterman, date of birth blacked out, residing at blacked out, Pineville, McDonald County, Western District of Missouri. Detective Kyle, whose last name I know I'm going to butcher, and I knew I was going to butcher the other detective's last name, so I'm just calling them by their first name or detective. So it is what it is. Detective Kyle with the Benton County Sheriff's Office submitted an exigent request for Miss Bush's cellular telephone provider, T-Mobile. The exigent request forms were for phone numbers blacked out, Miss Bush, and blacked out, Mr. Willis. Detective requested call detail records with cell sites and time difference of arrival / timing advance for both devices. Detective reviewed the T-Mobile results and manually reviewed Miss Bush's cellular device. The detective observed a timeline of events contained within the victim's Google Maps account. Detective observed that the phone traveled from Gravette to Maysville on October 31st, 2022 at approximately 11:07 a.m. and leave the area of Maysville at approximately 11:41 a.m. Detective observed the victim's phone showed to return to Maysville, Arkansas at approximately 6:51 p.m. Detective N, because again, I'm terrible with last names and I'm not even going to attempt to butcher this, requested records related to Miss Bush's Gmail account. Detective N reviewed T-Mobile records and Google records and observed that the victim's phone left Maysville, Arkansas and traveled to an area near Pineville, Missouri at 1:09 p.m. Detective N observed that from 1:09 p.m. to 1:28 p.m., the victim's phone was in the area of Laughlin Ridge Road in Pineville, Missouri, approximately 0.15 miles from the residence located at blacked out Pineville, Missouri. This is the residence of Jamie and Amber Waterman. On November 1st, 2022, after learning of the possible location of interest located at blacked out Pineville, Missouri, Benton County Sheriff's Office detectives Simpson and Stewart coordinated with the McDonald County Sheriff's Office to travel to this location. After arriving at the location, Detective Simpson met with Jamie and Amber Waterman. Detective Simpson requested consent to conduct a search of the residence and outbuildings and was granted consent by both the Watermans. Detective Simpson also observed a tan-colored Chevrolet pickup truck matching the description of the vehicle that Mr. Willis reported as being driven by Lucy. Detective Simpson observed what he believed to be blood stains on the inside of the vehicle, specifically on the center console, steering wheel, and headliner. Detective Simpson conducted an interview of Amber Waterman while at the residence. Amber Waterman informed Detective Simpson that on October 31st, 2022, she had been at the residence on blacked out all day with her son and her husband's cousin's daughter. Later in the afternoon, Amber Waterman went into labor. Amber Waterman had the female at the residence contact 911 and then drove to meet an ambulance at a store in McDonald County, Missouri. Amber Waterman informed Detective Simpson that she had delivered a stillborn child that evening. Detective Simpson requested access to Amber Waterman's phone, but Amber Waterman reported that she had lost it. Detective Simpson then questioned Amber Waterman about the tan-colored Chevrolet pickup located at the residence. Amber Waterman informed Detective Simpson that she was the only person with access to the vehicle and that she had the only keys to the vehicle. When asked about her knowledge of Miss Bush, Amber Waterman stated that she did not know Miss Bush. Detective Simpson then asked Amber Waterman about Lucy Barrows. Amber Waterman informed Detective Simpson that she knew Lucy and that she previously worked with Lucy at Walmart. Amber Waterman stated that she and Lucy were not close and that she had last seen Lucy a few weeks before at the store. Detective Simpson spoke with Jamie Waterman. Jamie Waterman informed Detective Simpson that on October 31st, 2022, he went to work at 6 a.m. and came home for lunch at 12 p.m. When Jamie Waterman arrived home for lunch, the tan-colored truck was not at the residence and no one appeared to be home. Jamie Waterman returned to work in his blue GMC pickup. At approximately 4:30 p.m., Jamie Waterman received a call from Amber Waterman informing him that she was having a miscarriage. Jamie Waterman returned home and drove Amber Waterman and the two children to the store and met an ambulance. When asked if Jamie Waterman had any knowledge of the missing female, Miss Bush, Jamie Waterman stated that he did not. After interviewing Jamie Waterman and Amber Waterman and conducting a consent search of the property, Detective Simpson informed Jamie Waterman and Amber Waterman that the tan-colored Chevrolet pickup truck was going to be seized due to the possible presence of blood inside the vehicle. The vehicle was transported to the Benton County Sheriff's Office and held as evidence pending the issuance of a search warrant. On November 3rd, 2022, a state search warrant issued in McDonald County, Missouri, was served at the residence located at blacked out Pineville, Missouri. The search was conducted by members of the McDonald County Sheriff's Office, the Benton County Sheriff's Office, and the FBI. The FBI Evidence Response Team members from the Kansas City and the Little Rock Division participated in the search. While the search was being executed, FBI Special Agent Brennan Despain, probably butchered that, but I tried, FBI Task Force Officer Chris Moffitt, and Benton County Sheriff's Office Detective Patrick Stewart traveled to Jamie Waterman's place of employment and conducted a non-custodial interview of Jamie Waterman. During this interview, Jamie Waterman advised that on the evening of October 31st, 2022, he discovered that there was blood inside the tan-colored Chevrolet pickup truck. Jamie Waterman assumed that the blood came from his wife, Amber Waterman, due to her pregnancy complications. When Jamie Waterman questioned Amber Waterman about the blood, Amber Waterman did not acknowledge the source of the blood. Jamie Waterman watched Amber Waterman clean the blood from the pickup truck, and thereafter, the rags used to clean the blood were burned in a burn barrel located in front of the residence by Amber Waterman. Jamie Waterman then collected trash from the residence and burned the trash in the same burn barrel. Jamie Waterman stated that when Benton County detectives arrived at his residence on November 2nd, 2022, he was aware that Miss Bush had been reported as missing. Jamie Waterman learned of this through social media coverage. After the detectives left the residence at approximately 5 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, November 2nd, 2022, Amber Waterman informed Jamie Waterman that she had killed Miss Bush and then quickly changed her story and said that Lucy had killed Miss Bush. At approximately 6:30 in the morning, Amber Waterman led Jamie Waterman to Miss Bush's body. Jamie Waterman stated that the body was clothed and was lying face down next to a boat next to the house. The body was covered with a blue tarp. Amber Waterman removed a ring from Miss Bush's finger and rolled the body onto the blue tarp. Jamie Waterman dragged the body on the tarp to a fire pit behind the residence, and Amber Waterman asked Jamie Waterman to get gasoline. Jamie Waterman brought a gallon of chainsaw bar chain oil to Amber Waterman. Amber Waterman proceeded to light the tarp and pour about 1/3 of the oil over the body. Amber Waterman then began collecting wood to throw on the fire. Jamie Waterman stated that he dragged a small sofa next to the fire and believes that Amber Waterman put the sofa into the fire. After the fire burned for about 1 hour, Amber Waterman doused the fire with water from a garden hose and Jamie Waterman to remove the body from the burn pile. When Jamie Waterman attempted to move the body was still very hot, so Jamie Waterman went to a shed located on the property and retrieved a new tarp. The tarp was placed next to the body and Jamie Waterman rolled the body onto the tarp. After placing the body on the tarp, the body was moved onto the bed of Jamie Waterman's blue GMC pickup. Jamie Waterman and Amber Waterman drove the body to an area and within a short distance from their residence. Jamie Waterman stated that his blue GMC truck was having transmission problems and could not travel far. After arriving at the spot where the body was to be hidden, Jamie Waterman and Amber Waterman removed the body from the bed of the truck and placed it onto the ground. Amber Waterman then removed the tarp. Jamie Waterman and Amber Waterman drove back to their residence where Amber Waterman burned the tarp. Jamie Waterman was asked if he could show the interviewers where the body was taken to. Jamie Waterman agreed and led agents and detectives to where he and Amber Waterman had left the body. Upon arrival at this location, a charred human body was discovered. During the search of the residence located at Blacked Out, the FBI evidence response team members discovered a charred human hand and bone fragments located in a burn pile behind the residence. And that is their conclusion of the probable cause affidavit that they submitted in support of the criminal charges against Amber Waterman for kidnapping that resulted in a death. Obviously, the affidavit for probable cause that I just read for you all is the latest and most up-to-date and current information on the Ashely Bush case. However, it doesn't answer the question that is on everyone's mind, and that is how the fuck did Amber Waterman obtain the baby that Ashely Bush was 31 weeks pregnant with? So clearly there are tons of questions to still be answered. There's going to be a lot more information to surface on this case, but I just wanted to get you guys all caught up with the latest and most current information that you can count on being reliable and dependable for the Ashely Bush case. As I said earlier, there's a ton of more details that I already have that I can share with you all, but I wanted to get you guys caught up with the latest and most detailed information that is verifiable right now so that you know for a fact that you have the right information. And that's it for today's episode, and we will follow up with more on the Ashely Bush case out of Benton County, Arkansas. So I will see you all on the next episode.